Good evening, everybody. It is David Schlotthauer here in the home weather office with a live, detailed tropical weather outlook and discussion for your Wednesday evening here on the 9th day of July, 2025. If you're here, if you're new, welcome, welcome. It's an honor that you're here watching us live here on the YouTube channel. So, because I felt a little bit on the lazy side today, I decided that, you know what? We're just going to go live instead of making a video today because I was pretty dang tired. I had to get up pretty early this morning. So, instead of that, we're doing a live stream tropical discussion as it would if it were a video, only that I'm able to get into a little bit more detail. So what's up, Titan? What's up, Victoria? Welcome, welcome. What's up, Joker FF? Welcome, welcome. What's up, Partey? How are you doing? So here's a look at the GOES 19 True Color Visible Satellite Imagery. Welcome, AG, by the way. So looking at the GOES 19 True Color Visible Satellite Imagery provided by Dr. Levi Cowan at tropicaltidbits.com, and we can see here that, yes, there is a lot of stability out there in the deep tropics. I mean, you can't even find much cloud cover at all in some of these islands. It's been a lack of rainfall down there over the last few weeks, all thanks to the lack of tropical wave activity coming off of Africa. We've been in this really stuck pattern where we have all this sinking motion over here in Africa, as well as the main development region, really suppressing things despite lighter trade winds. And you can see the stratocumulus cloud cover pattern that we have indicates that the air is warm aloft, it is stable, and it is dry indeed. And anytime you get that configuration, the air mass is indeed stable. Even over here in the Caribbean, looking at a lot of stability going on, although there is some percolating convection, and that's due to an upper level low. We're also seeing the same thing over the Gulf, where we have some thunderstorms just about where you go, and then another frontal boundary that's over here, bringing some showers and thunderstorms. But I've been saying this for a while, that there are signs that the pattern is finally going to change. And when I mean finally, we're not going to be in this slumber that we've been in. A lot of homegrown activity lately over here off the southeast coast, except for Barry. Barry formed over here. We had Andrea, that was briefly a named storm over here. And then behind it, on its heels, we have what is left with Chantel. Can you guys believe that or not? That is Chantel up there moving from west to east. I've been following the thing for a while already. It's been down here, and then it kind of did this, and now it's like that. That's pretty much where it's moving at this given time. But overall, other than what is left with that system, yep, the deep tropics, nice and quiet. But again, once we go into late August, I do see things changing. Okay, so let's take a look. Oh, really quickly, let's take a look briefly at the Eastern Pacific, just to show you all that there is no activity over there. All right, so, okay, that's not the Eastern Pacific. There we go. That's the Eastern Pacific. And you can see also out here, much more stable. There is nothing to watch at all in the next 7 days in the Eastern Pacific. Good news to see where it should be. You know, we're not supposed to have a lot of named storms out here. And unfortunately, that has kind of been happening where we're already on our letter, where we had our letter F storm, Flossie. And now it looks like we're finally done with activity over there. So nice and quiet there in the Eastern Pacific. Now, of course, back to the Atlantic side of things, this is why it is really quiet, and it's because of all of this Saharan dust that is still in place. Also, without the dust, we have some very dry air. That's kind of what this represents. So all this yellow here on your screen, usually denotes that we have a lot of dry air, it's warm, and it's stable above a moist surface boundary layer, which is usually in the first 2,000 or 3,000 feet. And above that, the air gets very, very dry. And that's a capping inversion over the Atlantic, keeping things in check. We don't have a whole lot of dry air out here, though, but the background state is just not favorable. We have some westerly winds cutting across this area. It is just not ideal for any tropical development whatsoever. And that's going to be the theme going over the next 7 days. At least right now, it looks like things are not going to change in the tropics. I know 2 or 3 weeks ago, I said maybe things will change. That's because our models were looking a little bit more promising that maybe we have to start watching this basin. But it seems like the MJO, the Madden-Julian oscillation, has not cooperated. It has just been locked and locked and locked in its null phase, or the unit of circle, where we have had a incoherent MJO signal out there. But there are signs that is going to be changing as we go into later part of July into August, and then we can start looking at the timeline when things could get active. But for right now, looks pretty quiet out there right now in the Atlantic. So here's a look at the vorticity plot. This is at 850 millibars, and this is my favorite layer of the atmosphere where we can see these in real time. Man, I love images like this. It really helps out a lot for a lot of forecasters. So what we have is, you would guess it, this is what is left with whatever is left with Chantel. Man, it could get named again. That is a very, very uniform ball of energy. So this is what we look for. And actually, let me make my mouse a little bit bigger for you guys. So what I have this for, so you guys can see a little bit better. So there is what is left with Chantel. Little bit of vorticity along this boundary, and some of this could get detached and move out like this across the Gulf in the next week or two, bringing maybe another renewed chance of tropical activity in the northern Gulf. And boy, wait until I show you those sea surface temperatures. They are awfully warm. But out here in the MDR, nothing to worry about. Even so, there is some spin. The background state is just not conducive. It is dry. It is stable. The air is sinking. Subsidence. So anytime you compress the air does this. It warms dry adiabatically through the dry adiabatic lapse rate. And that just dries out the air. And that's why we are not seeing... Okay, my stream health. Okay. Can you guys hear me? 1 2 test, 1 2 test. Audio test. Audio test. Is it buffering, you guys? Is my stream buffering at all? Let me know. I'm getting like there's no connection apparently. I'm getting a warning signal that there's no connection. No buffering? Very weird. That is popping up. Okay, I wanted to make sure there's no buffering, because it is saying on my end that there is buffering. All right, if that continues, though, we'll have to see what to do. All right. Okay, yeah, my stream disconnected.